Welcome to Stunning Sade. And today is going to be an amazing, wonderful day. It's actually late in the day for me, and I had to get on this YouTube channel and discuss 5 things I'm decentering. I am now 31. I am an Aquarius. Yes. And I'm noticing a pattern with the internet. I'm noticing things, maybe things that I'm attracting, things that I'm pausing to. And I'm ready to talk about it. Here are 5 things that I am decentering. If you notice that I'm looking down like the last video, it's because I wrote my idea of my list of what I'm decentering on my phone. So that's just me looking down on my phone. So the first thing that I'm decentering is age. Yeah, age. I am no longer going to run on a timeline of how old I am and what I get to have because of the age I am, because I know that not to be true. For example, like school. If I decide that I'm going to go back to school, whether it's being 31, whether it's being 35, whether it's being 40, whether it's being 50, whether it's being 60, there is no timeline for me to go back to school, learn something new, and graduate. I'm not going to be a person that allows my age to stop me from pursuing the things I want to do. If I want to become a YouTuber, oh, look at me now, I am. If I wanted to become a YouTuber at 40 years old, who's to tell me that I can't become a YouTuber at 40 years old? Who's to say? I will so easily meet somebody and they say, oh, what do you do? Well, I am a YouTuber. But you're 40 years old. But you know what? Here's another tip for you. When you get closer to your 30s, or when you're in your 30s, you'll start seeing people that will approach you that tell you that you're too old for things. Like, for instance, cosplay. Cosplay is when people dress up as characters that they really like and they go to conventions and stuff. You might meet people that are like, oh, like you did that in your 20s, like you're still going at that. Or let's say if you like Dungeons and Dragons, you're still doing Dungeons and Dragons? Isn't that for little kids? Oh, you're playing Minecraft? Isn't that like aren't you a little old to be playing Minecraft still? Get away from those people. Run as fast as you can, because those people will never allow you to fully embrace the things that bring you joy. You know, like sometimes I will have dessert before I eat lunch. Like today, I went to Rita's and I had dessert. And then I got my chicken sandwich and french fries. I know I had a fattening meal, but the point I'm trying to make here is some people will think that's childish, and that's fine. You're just not the people I need to be around. If you think that maybe me wearing a Hannah Montana shirt to go jogging in is childish, then don't be around me. I remember there was like some discord about another woman who was friends with this other woman, and she wore like heart earrings. Now I didn't see the video, but I heard all the discord, and I remember these heart earrings with like lollipop sticks. I find them to be adorable. They're not my style, but I would never stop my friend from wearing heart earrings. Like, that's ridiculous, you know. I just never understood it. I love looking and watching people from different backgrounds and people that look like a Hello Kitty girl and her plate is Hello Kitty and she's married and her kids are older and they have college and she's in these pink poofy dresses. I adore all of that. And if that was my style, I would embrace it too. I wouldn't want myself to go to events and my friends, my so-called friends, tell me that I'm being childish in what I'm wearing if I have Hello Kitty nails on or whichever. If that is my style, that is my style. So don't decenter age. Don't allow your age to stop you from wearing that Hello Kitty dress or that Hannah Montana t-shirt or wearing heart-shaped earrings, you know? And if I want to like put on my socks, because my husband sees it all the time, if I want to put on my socks and slide through the kitchen, I will, because I don't care if I'm like in my 30s, in my 40s, and my 50s. If this is what I truly enjoy, then yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I might even get one of those big sundaes with like chocolate syrup and two bananas on the side. And you might say, okay, what does this have to do with age? Trust me, those people will be like, you look like a big kid right now having this huge sundae by yourself. Well, and and I'm still gonna do it. I don't care. I don't care. It allows me, what keeps you young, what keeps you youthful? Having fun. Okay, I don't know, I don't remember, this is a rant, by the way. I don't remember turning 30 and all of a sudden I wasn't allowed to throw olives and tomato parties and not watch anime anymore. I don't remember that being like an option. I didn't know, where is this rule book that all of a sudden I have to give up the things I love. As you can see, I chose age because I feel very passionate. I feel very passionate about all 5 of these things, but age, I had to hit it first because I knew I was gonna go on a rant about age. Let me see if I have anything else written down that's not about the rant. No, that was it. I wrote everything that I said in the rant form. Let's go to the next one. So here's the second one. And you know what? This one, we're decentering man. We are decentering man. Oh, did I just say that? And I'm married? And I'm happy? Yes. But honestly, I didn't get my husband from oogly googly. I get it. We like man, just like man love woman. We too. But at the same, you know what? That might not be true for some of you people watching, but for me, it is true. So I'm just gonna say it. But anyway, when I say decenter man, I mean, hold your hand. Hold your hand. When I say decenter man, what I mean is, know who you are first. Find out your purpose first, the things that you want in your life. And before you decide to compromise so many things when it comes to a man. Like, I remember, this is child level, by the way. I'm going to say child level. I remember as a little girl, it was so freeing to like find out things about myself, know who I am, and especially in my 20s, learning who I am was amazing. Learning the foods you like, the style you like, the just experimenting and all that stuff. And how I know that certain women, this is internet, but this is also real life too. Let's not only say internet. I know how certain women don't know what they want. Is it when somebody asks them what kind of man you're looking for, what kind of man you feel like vibes in your life, they're always giving this generic, like the 3 6s, 6 feet, 6 tall, 6 figures. Like, that is so generic. That is so like, when did the personality come through? When did you say like, oh, I know that I like anime and I like to bake a lot and I'm not a very good cook. So perhaps you want a man that's into anime, or perhaps likes Dungeons and Dragons, somebody who also like has a character thing that they like, and and who also can cook really well. I'm not saying me, but women in general don't need to copy a generic list of what they want from somebody else, or what they hear, what they think they should want. Same goes with people who believe that they're career women. If you're a stay-at-home mom, if you feel like you're more of a stay-at-home mom, then lean into that. If you feel like you're more a career-driven woman, lean into that. I'm not saying don't have your own money, but that's not what this video is about. What the video is about is decentering, right? And we're talking about decentering men. So when you're decentering men, it's mainly about me telling you to focus on who you are as a woman, who you are, what are your flaws, how do you move in spaces, and also like take up hobbies. Like, listen, my husband found me doing what I wanted to do. He didn't find me because I was looking for him. He found me because I was set in flowing in myself and doing the things that I wanted to do. I wasn't really like, if I found a man during the moments, and when I say when I found one, it wasn't like I wasn't stopping myself from having one. You know, it wasn't like I wasn't outside. I wasn't going out and hanging with my girlfriends. I wasn't doing hot yoga. Like, I was doing things. And he found me. Okay. And I was open and receptive to it, but I was doing things. I was having my own life. I wasn't, after our first date, we talked, and he wanted another date like this, but I was so busy focusing on getting back into school, doing this, doing that, that like, it wasn't like I was playing this game where I had a life. I was pretending to have a life. I actually have a life. I was living that. I wasn't solely focused on him, because once you're with somebody, it does come with compromises, and I'm fine to compromise because he treats me so well. I'm treated, I'm loved, I'm cared for, and I treat him so well. So I know that's why he's willing to compromise for me. And so when you're decentering man, it's about finding who you are, your purpose, the things you want, before you compromising yourself, before you actually even know who you are and the things you want. Okay, so that one's a little nice, a little nasty, nice one. Okay, yes. Let's see the next one. Decenter money. I hope none of these are controversial, but they just might be. They just might be. Maybe not in the way I'm saying it, but if you feel a way about it, let me know in the comments. I always tell y'all this. If you feel a way about it, I wanna know about it. I wanna know if you feel a way about it. What do I mean when I say decenter money? Let's see what I wrote. $100 question. If you didn't have the money, what would you do? $100 question. If you didn't have the money, what would you do? And once you answer that question, do that. Find a way. People like, how? It's up to you to figure it out, honey. It's up to you to figure it out. Just like, if I want to go back to school, how am I going to make this work? We have to start using our critical thinking skills. We have to start outsourcing. We have to start figuring out, because one day we'll look and say, oh, I never took that trip to Europe because of money. Instead of doing our research and figuring out, how can I take this trip to Europe? What are the steps that I'm going to need to take? Right? I want to eat healthy, but healthy food is so expensive. How can I afford healthy food? What are the steps I need to take to get healthy food? Are there banks? Are there food banks? Is there a way for me? Is there a way like I could start a garden in my home? What can I do to afford this thing, or make this thing work for me and my children, or make this thing work for me and my husband, or make this thing work for myself? Okay, so when you decenter money, okay, hold on, let me make sure I'm following what I said. When you decenter money, money follows. I feel like that sounds so, however you believe it sounds, but I know, and I also believe that money follows when you decenter it, when you don't make it your whole world. What I'm saying is, center your dream. and make money secondary. Okay? So center the thing that you want and let money be the afterthought. Because your dream, don't be afraid to dream as big as you can dream, and continue to follow the steps that take you there. The money will follow. That's basically that's what college is. Like let's really talk about it. Cause who's affording college now? If you're affording college, great for you, right? Great for you. I'm proud of you. But if you're not affording college, aren't you going after the dream and allowing the money, the scholarships, the loans, all of that to contribute to the dream? And that's how we have to continue with life. We don't stop that after college. We continue to do that. Let's get to our last two. I know y'all y'all ready for me to stop preaching so much, but this is my channel. Here comes the fourth one. I am decentering looks. Yeah. I know right now on the internet, look maxing. Do you ladies and gents know what look maxing is? So it's like people do these, sometimes they do procedures, maybe BBLs. Sometimes they getting their teeth fixed. They're like, basically they're looking like, I don't want to say completely, well, some of them are different people, but they're like expanding how they look so they can like be better accepted in society, or maybe for them to feel better of themselves. I'm guessing that's what it is. If not, just look it up. Look up look maxing, okay? Let me see what I put. Okay, so for me, what do I mean when I say I'm decentering it? Because maybe the thing that I like is not what's popular. Maybe the thing that I like is, I was gonna say country looking, but I feel like that is popular right now when country music had such a surge. But maybe you're emo, maybe you're rocker chick, maybe that's not what's been popular. So when I say that, I mean, do what you like best. And also, it's not about a look, it's about how you feel, right? So when I say I'm decentering look, it's not that, I'm not going to look my best, but I'm going to focus on how things make me feel. I'm going to focus on therapy, things that I need to fix on the inside. I know I have videos where I'm like showing you guys makeup and stuff, but I don't make my looks my whole life, my whole personality. I allow my whole personality to shine through. And honestly, I feel like my personality makes me look better. I do. Because I've been on the other side where I have not looked my best, but my personality has gotten me like lots of opportunities because of how bright it shines and how amazing people are to it, and how amazing it makes me feel to be sweet, to be nice, to be cordial, to say hi, good morning, how are you? There are a lot of people out there that are just like wanting this closeness, and like so much stuff has gotten to a point where men and women are separated, religion and non-religion people are separated. I won't get into other subjects, but like a lot of things are separated right now. And when you show up in a friendly manner, or in a way where you're like, I know you don't like me, but I'm gonna say good morning to you anyway. I'm gonna show up and still be my authentic self. And that's what makes me feel the best. So I prioritize more so. It's 80% of my personality and just 20% of how I look, and I say I don't do too much, but everybody's level is different. you know? Everybody does different things. Maybe again, like if you're emo rocker chick, maybe your makeup is a bit more, but that doesn't mean that you're focusing on your look. Maybe that's a style that you like and that's what you do, you know? So, but yeah, I allow my personality to shine through. My looks are back there. I do what I do from my style, but my looks are not, I don't lead with my looks. Even though, yes, when people see you, it is what it is. But I think that there are women in this world where she is beautiful, but it's really that personality that makes people truly love her. So yeah, decenter your looks. Not saying don't try out different things. Nobody's saying that, but decenter your looks. Focus on your health. Focus on therapy and your insecurities too. Like, you know, wonder why. Like some girls are like, I realize I'm a cutie patootie. I'm not a baddie and stuff like that, and that's fine too. Maybe that's something that says more so like accept the fact that you have them chubby cheeks or you have a big forehead. Accept that, you know, and figure out what works for you with these things, you know, instead of focusing on, well, why don't I look like that? Well, this is how you were born. You only have this. It's all what you want to do with it. That one is the little, almost all of them I feel like they might be like, but I wrote it. So last one. Listen, everybody got to agree with me on this one. If you don't agree with me on this one, I am going to be shocked. Okay, number 5, decenter your family. Who said that? I did. This one is hard. If you're a people pleaser, this one is hard. If you're an older daughter, older son, this one is hard. Do you know, and you can look it up, there is a 1 in 400 trillion chance of you being born. Yeah. Welcome on this earth. Welcome here. That means you only have this one life. This one life. Sometimes you're gonna upset your parents. You need to, and you know what, maybe this is a foreign concept too, because culture, not only older siblings stuff, but culture, you know, certain cultures, it's like you want to do what's right for your parents, but what about you? Can you give them what they want and also be true to yourself? If the answer is no, then you need to choose being true to yourself. Sometimes what you want will bring you further than what they want. For example, my friend said that she wanted to, her parents wanted her to be a nurse, but she hates the sight of blood. And they wanted her to be a nurse or a doctor so bad. And she told me she applied for all these nursing programs and none of them accepted her. And I told her, girl, that's the universe. The universe is telling you you should not be a nurse. But she was so scared of disappointing her parents that she tried again, like years later, to get in a nursing program. And I remember her speaking to me on the phone trying to get a nursing program. I'm like, girl, should you be getting into the nursing program if you faint every time you see blood or get woozy or whatever? And she's like, oh, probably not. And that's just one example of like, not everybody is going to be happy for you. But I noticed, at least for myself, that every time I decided to do something for myself or what resonated with me the most, it always worked out for me. It always worked out for me. Anytime I decided to live for my parents or to live for my family or to live for anything that didn't like, because I still want to help people, of course, but when I decided to do something solely to make somebody else happy, it didn't work out for me. And I realized that I love to be loved from my family, but I'd rather be respected. And also, I don't really feel, I don't know how your family is, But I don't necessarily believe that my family would all of a sudden like stop accepting money from me or accepting help from me or accepting any of those things just because I decided not to be a nurse or all that stuff. They'll be disappointed, and they might have to live with that, but I always have to live with the choices that I made, and I have to sleep at night. And I don't want to look back and say, wow, I literally lived my whole entire life not doing what I wanted to do, not discovering who I am, just to appease my family. And that one is essentially really hard to do. But I want to be able to live with myself ultimately. I do. And I want to be able to own up to my choices. And if I make choices depending on somebody else, I don't think I can own up to that, because I'll be like, oh, well, that was your choice. That wasn't really my choice. But then also, what does that say too? Right? That you can't even own up to your own choices because they were someone else's and you just went ahead and did it, right? It makes it easier to hide behind it. But ultimately, you didn't have to, but you did. So yes, a big one for me. Probably one of the hardest ones for me to decenter was my family. But also it was probably the one that made me the most happiest. Yeah. Well, that's all I have for you. I hope none of this was triggering, but if it was, tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. I'm ready to what? Listen. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to read it. I want to know. So thank you for watching Stunning Sadie. Bye.